you for joining us for another episode of Awkward Insurance. Should I say so excited? I say that every single time. I am astounded. I don't know. That's weird. I'm so excited.
You're so awkward.
I don't know what I am, to be honest. It's weird.
We're honored to be here. How about that? Like, obviously we're excited, but we're honored.
I love that. I am so honored. We are so honored to have this episode because this is our season end to the 4th season. And in this episode, we're going to wrap up 4 seasons, which means we get to hear from our amazing wizard behind the podcast, producer Matt. Yay!
Yay!
We've come a long way since the podcast first aired in October 2020, which sounds like not too long ago, but sounds like forever ago. It is almost 3 years and over 50 episodes ago, and I just got goosebumps. Do you get goosebumps easily? Maybe it's the cold air.
For certain, it could be that, but also don't forget this fact: we're almost at 25,000 listeners. Like that, that blows my mind.
Almost 25,000 listeners. That's insane. And our Facebook group has almost 1,000. We're not quite there, but during our little break in terms of like not recording new episodes, and we're going to pick back up very, very soon. We're just taking a short little break. I'd love to see the Facebook group get to 1,000. Like that would be amazing. And maybe I could talk our uppers into another giveaway. I think they get tired of me asking for giveaways though. That would be so cool if we could get to 1,000. And the best way to do that is to share the group with your other insurance junkies. But thank you everybody for 50 plus episodes. That is absolutely amazing. And we wouldn't have gotten here without you guys continuing to listen and interact with us. So we are so grateful and thankful for that. But I think it's time to kind of just unpack season 4. And holy crap, we had a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking back at all of the episodes and some of them feel like they were forever ago, even though they really weren't.
Right?
We got a lot in there. We got a lot into season 4.
We did. Like we got DE&I with Alyssa Stamp and talking about just equality in the insurance industry, which is so needed. One of my favorites was Jordan Burns. I met him in Michigan, and just the trip to Michigan is like a trip I will never forget. But his interaction that I had with him while I was in Michigan was just pure gold. And so his wife works for Carhartt, the clothing, whatever. I had never heard of it. And he was like, "You've never heard of Carhartt? Like it's everywhere." Well, my husband started a new job this year, but in preparing for that, we're out there looking for a backpack that he can have to carry his stuff around. It was like back to school shopping for a 40-year-old adult.
Oh my gosh.
We found a Carhartt backpack. So of course I had to take a snapshot of it and send it to Jordan after meeting him over a year ago. I was like, look, I now know what Carhartt is. And I bought one.
Oh my goodness.
So that one was really fun. I truly enjoyed talking to him. Oh my gosh. We had Taylor Garcia on twice.
I was looking at that and I'm like, man, we could have him on weekly and have something to talk about. I mean, he's just so easy to talk to and I don't know, he's motivating.
Yeah. He's really kind, super sweet. His kids were awesome because so I guess we had him on 3 times because his kids were on the 50th episode.
Yes.
Which was an amazing episode, by the way. I can't tell you how many people messaged me either on my cell phone or private message or whatever about how much fun it was to hear the kids' perspective from their parents.
Right.
You know, I loved it. I really did love hearing their little voices talk about insurance. But we also had Ash Fitz's husband.
Yes. Let me tell you, like, first, obviously, he's my husband. I'm biased. I thought it was a great episode, but he just has like a way of explaining, even me having been in insurance for as long as I've been in insurance, I didn't really fully understand his product. And he explained it to me as though I'm explaining like a personal auto application to a client. Like he has a way of making it make sense for people that wouldn't fully understand that product. And on top of that, I thought it was so sweet in his group chat, when I posted it on Instagram, his friends all like sent it to each other, and then all of his friends listened to it, and it was so cute. And they were texting us saying, "Wow, you guys sound so professional and adult like." Like, it was so cute.
That was awesome. What did they say about it, or what did they enjoy so much about it?
They just liked the fact that they were just very impressed with how we were able to communicate as I'm struggling to communicate that sentence. Because it's obviously not often that we all get around and talk about our jobs. Like, I know what they do, and I know that they're, some of them are super technical, and some of, like, I think two of them are engineers, and I never had any idea that they were
I
engineers.
had no idea you were such an adult.
Right. No, but like, they were just impressed that it was like a legitimate podcast. I think we all talk about like, oh, I'm on a podcast or like I'm a co-host on a podcast. But if you don't know our industry and you have no reason to like look into it or listen to it, you have no idea like what that podcast is like. Is it just a little one that we're sending out to people in Ohio, or is it a nationwide one? They have no idea. So I think when they listen to it and they realize like, oh, this is a legitimate production. Like there's intros, outros, there's like welcomes and actual guests. Like they were very impressed.
There's marketing and
Right.
and producers.
Yeah.
Like, I love being able to say, "Oh, my producer does that. My producer, the producer."
Uh-huh.
Like, it makes it sound so legitimate, which it is legitimate. So it's really fun. There was a lot. What else went on in season 4? Let's bring Mac on. Mac, what was your favorite stuff about season 4?
Well, we did a lot of stuff, but I'm going to say that going to InsurTech Insights and the whole New York trip in general was definitely one of the highlights.
The New York trip? Was it the trip or was it the recordings? Because I honestly, we were masterful. You were masterful in New York.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. I mean, I've never been to New York before that, so it was really cool just to be in like the heart of downtown New York, even with that horrible weather we had.
I am still recovering from that. Oh my gosh.
But it's also cool to see like the tech side of the industry and the way people are innovating and making interesting different kinds of products and all that stuff. So it was really cool to see the forefront of the technology side of the industry, I guess.
That was a lot of fun. Going to the InsurTech Insights conference was a lot of fun, from the exclusive VIP media speaker event that we started with, which was insane because I was not expecting to go to any kind of cocktail party or anything. So I just had my work clothes, and we got the invite, I think, while I was boarding a plane. And I'm like, oh, I've already packed. What am I going to do? Thankfully, I had already been to New York at that point the year before, attending the same event as an attendee. So I knew exactly where Macy's was and ran over to Macy's. The only problem is I didn't know where anything inside Macy's was except for the wooden escalators. So we got that together, went to that event, which was so much fun. To be on the rooftop of a building, that's something I have, like, bucket list that I didn't know I had on my bucket list. I'd never been on a rooftop before other than a parking garage in Little Rock, Arkansas. So that was a lot of fun. And I agree. It was really fun to be right in the mix of the conference, not stuck in a little recording booth. Sorry, Matt.
That's okay. It worked out great.
So what else? Were there any other episodes that just kind of touched you?
Well, another one that stands out for me is the one we did about the tornado that went through Arkansas. I know that one was really personal for you and especially for Sydney, who had just been affected by it. But I thought it was great to have somebody from the industry talking about a recent event that directly impacted them and the way that they were dealing with it. And she was so well composed for having just gone through that. I thought that was just a really, really, really good episode.
Yeah. I actually just saw an update from Sydney Hoffmans, who was our guest for that episode. And my heart goes out to her big time because she is still dealing with that from a professional and a personal capacity. Her home is still not repaired. They are not living in their home yet. And I can't, that was at this point, we're recording this in August. That happened at the end of March. And she's like, that's a long time to be out of your normal routine and still trying to make normalcy out of everything. So that was a hard episode. And as emotional as that episode was, there was a lot more emotion that didn't make the cut that was just really hard. Ash, what was another one of your favorite episodes?
I was hoping no one took this because admittedly there were a lot of them. I feel like every time we end one, I'm like, man, that was a great one. But the one that I keep coming back to, Leslie, I have no idea how to say her last name. Liljenberg?
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. That one was fascinating. I mean, I feel like I just kept picturing like Law and Order SVU, and like she was like the person up there and, fighting all of the cases and being the expert witness. Like that was definitely one of my favorite ones, and super interesting to know that, she is the expert witness for some crazy cases that happen.
I know. We need to get her back on and really understand some of the cases she's been on. But what I really hope that people get out of that one, or that someone, at least one person gets out of that, is maybe they were sitting at their desk listening to that or in their car on the way to work, and they suddenly spark the idea and think, I want to do that. And now they've got a path to something else, a path to another option. They might be an insurance producer or an account manager or an underwriter or a claims adjuster or an actuary or whatever. And they just think, I would love to be an expert witness. And now they can listen to her episode and find out the steps that she took and grow up to be a Leslie.
Oh my goodness. Yes. No, that was definitely one of my favorites.
I really liked that one too. We had some awesome gold. I really did enjoy season 4. I am so looking forward to what's coming up on season 5. I know we've had some topics of discussion. I know we're going to kind of shift our focus a little bit and start maybe tailoring the seasons to a theme, so that no matter where we're at, no matter who we talk to, we can tie it into a theme. So what I would really love from our listeners, to be perfectly honest, if you want to jump on our Facebook or message us privately or send me an email, I don't care how you do it, just communicate. What kind of themes would you be interested in listening to? So we're going to take a break for a little while. Just means that we're going to reset so that we can figure out what to do for season 5. In the meantime, though, don't think you're going to miss Awkward Insurance, because I think Mac's got some efforts up his sleeve. Mac, what are you going to do during our break?
Yeah, we're looking at possibly re-releasing a few of the older episodes to give people a chance to catch up if maybe they haven't heard them all. And also, we're going to be using some of the content we got at InsurTech Insights, because I had to cut up a lot of those interviews to fit them into the episode. So we're going to release extended versions of some of those interviews so that you can hear everything we got with people like Adam Rimmer.
Adam Rimmer, you mean can we say this? Adam Rimmer, the Prince Harry of the insurance world? I cannot tell you how many people, when we posted just the quick snapshot of us interviewing Adam, messaged me and was like, is that Prince Harry?
Wait, now I have to go back and look. How did I miss that?
You can edit it out if you need to, but oh my gosh, I loved Blood Flash. I loved what he had to say. I absolutely love the way he explained parametric insurance by using life insurance policies. I adored that conversation all the way through. There were so many interviews that we did at the InsurTech Insight conference that I thought were pure gold. As a matter of fact, the one with Bobby Collies from Coterie Insurance, I think she was our very first one. And when she walked away, I think I remember looking at you and saying, I don't even think you need to edit that one.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I knew we were in for a good day after we started off with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at all the good stuff we ended up having to cut the first time around and make some individual episodes for those interviews.
That's awesome. So stay tuned on our Facebook page. Follow us, the podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You will get those updates for sure. We're going to continue posting through the Facebook page. We would love to see more interaction just as friends on the Facebook group. Like, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and I love interacting, but I want to do it on Awkward.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and I think it's like Awkward is just different because it's not, you don't really have to think when you respond because they're fun topics. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to go in there and actually like think about something and how I would have done A, B, or C. Like when you're just like, what was a crazy piece of business that you had to write? Like that's easy for me because I remember that I had to write insurance on a doll made out of hair. Like I don't have to think about that because I remember it was just really weird. So,
is that the one that you posted on the group? A doll made out of hair?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Season 5. Season 5, we can talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Wow, that's fun. Well, this is the end of season 4. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Ash, you got anything?
Nope, just can't wait to have you guys come back next season.
Thanks so much for coming back to Awkward Insurance every other week, episode after episode, starting over at the beginning. Yes, we see you when you go back to the beginning of our launch in October 2022. We see those numbers tick up. So we see you going back and starting from the beginning. We see it all, and we thank you so much. We are so happy to be here. Toodles, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out and listening to another Awkward Insurance Conversation.
If you haven't already, be sure to join the Awkward Insurance Facebook community. We have an amazing group of people on there.
And for more episodes, head over to the National Alliance website at scic.com. Now go forth and be awkward. Toodles!
That's awkward.